Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Minecraft Olden Days. This is episode 3, and the date is April 2nd, and we are back with admittedly the same version as last time, but hopefully with some new objectives and some new builds. The sun is rising on a new day, and I did a little bit of mining off screen. Now it's a bit stereotypical, but I just decided to extend the mine downwards and got quite a bit of cobblestone and quite a bit of iron too. As you can see here, there were a couple veins that I hit. Like I think I said in episode 1, there are no caves in these versions yet, so everything's going to have to be strip mining if we want ores. I didn't find any gold and I didn't find any diamonds, and all the other ores haven't been made yet, so right now we're just kind of stuck to those 4 main ores. And I actually made a discovery. I didn't realize this, but bedrock doesn't exist yet. Technically it does because it was made for old classic versions, but it doesn't generate yet. Everything underneath the world is just this giant pool of lava, so it's a bit dangerous. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I mined all this out. Now it just makes it much more dangerous to stand next to, because if I fell in now, I would be very, very sad. So let's just walk back up, and I think I've got a plan for today. Obviously I want to smelt down all this iron that I've got to make some tools, but I think I found a good spot to actually start our first major build of the series. The house is nice and all, but it's really just kind of a temporary shelter. Because I think in a couple episodes we should be getting mobs, so I've just kind of been future-proofing this world to make sure that when mobs do start spawning, we don't get swarmed. Actually, there's some coal up there. Let's just head back onto our house here, and I can show you kind of where I was planning on building. Really, it's just this kind of hill right over here. I'll get into more detail about it, but I want to build a castle. I know castles are a little cliche with Minecraft, but I mean, if we're kind of building in the spirit of old Minecraft versions, there's nothing more old Minecraft than building a giant cobblestone castle. Our block palette is pretty limited, so it's not like there's much we can do. And actually, I think furnaces smelt much faster now. I think it's about twice as fast. So that is actually pretty fortunate. I already got enough for a pickaxe, even in just like 5 seconds of smelting, so that's pretty good. I was doing some research in like Minecraft version history, and it turns out actually saplings don't spawn for a while, so kind of have to wait on those. So we do have to be a bit conservative with what trees we are chopping down, but that should be fixed here pretty quickly. I don't have the exact change logs memorized, but more or less things should be changing here pretty quick. I do think we're still on, was it 2010-03-30 for a couple more episodes, but after that we should be getting some mobs, some new trees, I think new terrain generation just kind of later in April, so that should be nice. But this is where I was planning on building a castle. The world height is not that high. I think it's about as high as those trees are. As you can see, nothing really goes much higher than that. So we do have to be careful about kind of hitting our heads, so to speak, on the world build limit here. But I think it'd be nice. So the plan is to just kind of follow the outline of this hill for like a base of the castle, and then from there we can kind of build up towers, build rooms, stuff like that. And this could kind of be our first build, especially along this kind of lake here. This kind of spawn lake. I think the spawn point's actually somewhere in the middle. I remember when I created the world, I just kind of spawned in there. Then I swam to shore. So I guess we can kind of start placing an outline. actually it should be, it would be smart to put down where a door should go. I think. I don't know if I want to go for a diagonal door, because once we actually do get functioning doors, it's going to be a little difficult to try to figure out how to do that. So I think we approach from this side. You kind of get this nice little view, this valley here. And also, kind of get a direct path from the mine. So I do think this would be a good area to start. Okay, let me turn down the... Oh, I can't turn down the sound. Oh, that's alright. Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna cut real quick because I turned down the game volume. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully everything's a little quieter now. At least on your side. I just turned it down in OBS, so it's a little overpowering on my side still, but that's alright. So I do have a little bit of resistance with making iron tools, because I do know durability is a little weaker in these versions. I know there's a lot of clauses and stuff like that with these versions. Like, well, actually, trees don't regenerate, and we don't have windows, and we don't have doors, and we don't have mobs, but it should be fun once these things kind of start getting added here and there, and we can kind of take whole episodes to utilize these things. Trust me, once mobs start spawning, I am going to utilize those pigs about as much as I can. So let's make some armor here. Chest plate. Let's make some leggings. Some boots. And of course, to top it all off, a helmet. Let's put these on our character. And voila. We look like a well-dressed man that flails his arms around. Alright, we got 29 iron ingots. I want to see... Okay. I was hoping maybe I could exploit it. Craft iron blocks out of 4 ingots and then get them back for 9 ingots in later versions, but I don't think that's how it works. Oh, great. The sun's setting. I'll craft some more torches so we can kind of keep this bright. And then let's kind of clean off this dirt here. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of eating right through our iron shovel. Alright. Place some of that stuff down. Just kind of build a retaining wall here. This is just for an outline. I'm not actually planning on building this up just yet. Just going to clarify where the lines of the path are. Let's add some more on this side. And then we can put in like wooden planks in the middle. So we can kind of have a nice little path. I don't have too many wooden logs here. That's okay. Still got a bunch more trees around us, and some of the chunks will be cleared once we update the versions, because I plan on kind of clearing off all the unused chunks. That way we don't have to walk too far once we get into newer versions to access newer features. Especially with stuff like sand beaches or dungeons, stuff that kind of comes up here pretty quick. So let's build this up. This can kind of be our doorway. Let's try to make the top at least a little nice. Kind of fancy. I think it looks nice. Get a nice shot of the moon through it. jut out from the actual wall here. Let's see. I think it would be nice to just kind of have the cobblestone wall in the back. Oops. I don't know. I don't want everything to be cobble, of course, because then it all just kind of looks nasty. Maybe. I'm considering whether or not to have this be all cobble, so it kind of looks like part of the castle, or have it all be wooden planks, so it kind of looks like it's just part of a larger door. I'll have to mess around with that once we get more wood, and once we get functioning doors. But let's just kind of expand beyond there. We can just kind of figure out an outline for this build. Alright. Guess we can use up the rest of our wood here. There is a forest down the hill that we can pretty easily clear. I don't think it's too much of a loss if we get rid of those trees. There's some pretty nice big trees that are coming up in a version or two, so I will definitely be spawning some of those because, oh my god, are they just beautiful. Make sure you can kind of see everything. Make sure once we do get hostile mobs, don't have to worry. Although I'm certain I left a spot that's still dark, like right here. We can kind of clear out the back here. And kind of extend these walls. Oops. Now usually I like kind of building these things modularly. So we have like wall segments of 3, wall segments of like another 3. So kind of like a 1, 2, 3 place, 1, 2, 3 place. Something like that. That way we kind of have a consistent pattern for walls and stuff like that. We also do have to be careful because there's no sneaking yet. So everything just has to be very precise, otherwise we will fall and die. Going off this cliff here. A very precarious situation. Okay, there we go. Alright, well now we're kind of getting a little too big for the hill here. I was kind of hoping we could just kind of build it right on the edge, but that's alright. Let's just make sure we don't fall right off. I'm going to continue building, probably cut to when it's all done, or at least when most of it's done. I don't know if all this cobble will be enough, but I guess I'll see you when the work's done or I fall to my death. Either one of those. Okay, well I finished the outline and it's daytime once more, so let's just kind of review what I did. So I kind of swung around here. This whole thing is just kind of in an L shape almost. You got this kind of long branch out here and then everything else just kind of goes that way. I figure that's probably a pretty good outline. Of course, you don't have to follow these strictly. You can kind of round off the corners if we want, put some towers on the side, make a balcony or two. We're not beholden to these layouts just yet, at least. So this is kind of this side. Go up the hill. I blocked it off here because I figured this hill would be a good spot for maybe like a watchtower, or like a wizard tower, or something a little more grandiose, because we have this very, very nice view of the entire valley here. So I'm kind of holding off with that. And then as we come down here, I built a hallway that connects to this outside area, and I was hoping for this kind of smaller hill here we could build maybe like a courtyard or something. Something just a little more open and maybe nature friendly than this huge castle up here. So, you know, maybe have a tree farm down here, something like that. Maybe kind of build something off in this little plateau. I don't know. This part right now is up to interpretation. And then as we come back up, we connect back up to the front entrance. So nothing super huge yet, but I feel like we've got a good layout here. So on that note, I think that's where I want to leave this episode. Not a whole lot done this episode, but again, kind of keeping these first episodes a little light. I kind of hope to spend these next couple working on the castle, clearing out the dirt, kind of building up the walls, figuring out where rooms go, stuff like that. And I don't want to take up all that space just quite yet. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a comment. You know, I'm open to suggestions for builds. I'm not necessarily a very creative man, so really any and all suggestions are welcomed. And I'll see you next episode when we continue working on the castle. And no, I don't think next episode's a new version, but we are getting close to one. I can feel it. So I'll see you next time for episode 4 of Minecraft Olden Days. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.